This is Laurie with Laurie's Heirloom Sewing. As you can see, I'm still kind of going through the closet. This is some little strips of fabric that I found just tucked away in this weird and random place. These little pieces are, I think they were cut as part of another project, and I think they'll be cute to make little bows for the Christmas holidays. They're a little short. I might have to put them together. I might have to sew them or, tie them together. I don't know. So all of that is just little shreds like that. I was trying to paint today, and I'm going to tell you that there is, I believe very strongly that there's something in the water. It sounds really weird, I know. The reason I say that is my acrylic paint has not been mixing in the way that it normally would mix, in the amount of water per paint amount situation. It has just been a nightmare all the way across the board today with me trying to paint. So I just decided, okay, I'm not putting myself through that anymore today, and I'm basically just kind of going through these small scrap size pieces of fabric and some cabbage. And some things, like this is a lunch bag lining that I used for one project. And then there's these nice pieces of leftover fabric that I had when I made that little lunch bag. Oops. And then pieces like this. Just because, here's another project right here. I'm going to put this fabric box over there. This is a big project bag that I bought when I was down in Alabama 3 years ago. It's fabulous, and I have all of my big tubes of paint are in this bag. I have cad orange, I have some primary red, your burnt umbers. This is a little bit of a mock-up. Here is some fabric for a scarf or a belt. This is some absolutely lovely flannel that I bought a massive amount of several years ago. I think I'm going to use it for some holiday crafts, gifts for family members. I think red would be a great accent color with this. So if I wanted to make scarves or, little dog jackets, or, I don't know, pillows, there's all sorts of little things that you could make with this. It's a beautifully weighted flannel. So I'm going to hang on to it, and I'm going to put it right in here with the rest of this fabric that so far has just fit in this box just in a great way. Now my thought with this fabric is it's old. I've had it for a very long time. I mean, I can't even tell you how many years. This is older than one of my daughters. And I'm thinking, I like it. I like it a lot. I've used some of it. This is like the last little bit. There are a few scraps of it around. But I love the color combo, and I may use this as a ribbon. I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's going to depend on my Christmas paper this year. But I'm going to put it in here. I'll know where it is. Okay. This is some Bare Threads Barissima. It is a gorgeous batiste. Feels like silk. I'm hanging on to that. I need another fabric, big fabric box, so I'm going to go back here and get one. Okay, so this is a little pattern that my daughter started on a long time ago, and I don't know if she even wants to finish this, but I'm not going to get rid of it without checking with her. It's an apron, so I'm going to just put that over there and I'll check in with her. Here's a piece of fusible interfacing. You may recognize this fabric as the fabric I made those pajama bottom pants for my sister and one dog jacket for our pug. Well, it's actually past my bedtime. I've been painting and trying to catch up a little bit from being gone the last couple of nights. But as you can see, I have managed to get quite a bit done. So for the most part, this side right here is complete. It has one open spot that I'll show you right there. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll either use it as a, where I can slide stuff, maybe put something down there while I'm looking for something else. I don't want to have every single solitary shelf crammed full of stuff. So that's probably going to stay the way it is. We'll see. So the center shelves are complete. Nothing else will be stored, put, placed, etc. on those shelves. You can't see it because a huge bin is in the way, but there is one bottom shelf item down there, and that is watercolor paper. I'm still kind of trying to decide where I'm going to put my paints, but they're in use right now, so that will just have to be a thing. Now, the other side of the closet still needs work, but this is what I'm most pleased with right here. I think you can see that what was an absolute disaster has been pared down to a significantly smaller disaster. So, as is often discovered in the process of a declutter, it is a success. I'm a little bit more inclined to feeling like being in this room tomorrow. There are a few things that I need to pack up to send to Oregon. There are a couple of projects that I need to finish, my jacket hemming for one. I'm still painting Christmas cards. I have a couple more that I am working on. This is a background for one, and the other one I was doing so well, and then I accidentally dropped a blob of burnt sienna right on the face of my poor little snowman. So I'm waiting for that blob to dry so that I can cover it up with some white paint, and that'll probably be tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll pick up where I left off. I really do want to bring you guys with me on that wool applique journey. Kind of a gray background because I like the color combination that I'm going to try out. I'm going to use a number 9 Visuart, just a little flat brush here, and a bit of titanium white mixed with gray. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to get some lamp black. Scarlet. I don't want crimson. Well, yeah, I do. I want crimson. I don't want scarlet. Alright. So there's some lamp black, and that's what that looks like. And this is just your basic crimson red, and you could use really any red if you wanted to use a different shade, you know, just so you like the way it looks with your white, gray, black combination. That's good. And I'm going to use a number 1 round. I need to decide if it's a background or if it's a scene. I guess it's a scene. I think I will draw a Christmas tree right here in the front. I don't know why I continually say draw when clearly I am painting, but that's just me. Alright, so we need some Hooker's green right here. That's weird because I can't tell. That's from this morning. Okay, that's good. So I don't need any more. Alright. So I'm going to draw my basic outline with this little tiny brush. Put him right center front. So about, well, maybe off to the side, even better. Out of my comfort zone. Okay, so I'm just kind of drawing in the shape. Painting, not drawing, painting. Okay. And as you can see, I'm just making quick with this little round brush. Okay, and there's that one. Alright, so this, I now want to apply some greenery. So I need some more green. And I'm not adding any water. Okay, so there's going to be a leaf. There's that one. This one has dried. Okay, so the next thing I plan to do, today is a wool project. I've got to sew something. So I'm going to look ahead here. These are the patterns. If you're not familiar with this book, I've shown it a couple times. I purchased it on Amazon. It's called Sweet and Simple Wool Applique. 15 folk art projects to stitch. Let me back you up a bit. Okay, so I have gathered up a number of pieces of wool, I have some fabrics, and of course I have some embroidery floss. And one of the things that I've been wanting to make are these birds. This would be for the holiday. They are considered a pin keep. They can also be used as a way to store certain pieces of jewelry. This is one of my particular pin keeps that I have, and I'm displaying or storing these little items that I use occasionally when I do some sewing projects and I want to incorporate something like this. You could also, if you have a friend or a family member who loves these sparkly little gems, that could be part of the gift as well. They're just attached like that. So that's a thought. So I'm thinking I'll go ahead, I've got to get this paint off of my hands, but I think I'll go ahead and pull out some of the fabrics that I had intended to use, get some of these cut out, and then when I come back we'll look at that and see what the construction consists of. Now I do have some little tiny bird eyes that came with a wool felting kit that I purchased, and they're the kind of eyes that you create a hole with a large sewing needle and then you just poke them in with a little bit of glue. These are actually buttons, and I don't think I have any. I could paint some buttons black. Let's see if I have anything small enough. All right, let's pick this up. Alrighty, so okay guys, so here's the thing. I do have to go over this with you. The So the book says to trace your pattern onto your fabric, which I chose to use some sulky. It is sulky totally stable iron-on tearaway stabilizer. Well, my brain decided that the traced line was, for some strange reason, not the sewing line, which it totally is, but I went outside the sewing line. It's fine. My bird will be a little bit bigger. I can't call it small sparrow or little sparrow. I'll call him medium sparrow. Okay, so then, of course, these two pieces here do not get cut from this fabric. But I will now cut medium sparrow. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I have found it too difficult for me. I mean, I get to a point where it's like I've had enough to stuff the bird beak and the bird tail. And as a result of attempting to really pack it in there, I ended up ripping this bird. So I've changed my plan of attack. What I'm going to do is take my fabric and I'm going to, I have a whole separate piece of this if I need it. Okay, I might be able to do it this way. Yep, okay. I will get 2 bird bodies, which I need. I'm going to add a layer of Warm and Natural. Alrighty, so I have stitched all the way around. I've got the 2 layers of my fabric, right sides together, and then a piece of Warm and Natural. And now I'm going to turn this to right sides out, and when I do, the Warm and Natural will be on the inside. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, my reverse applique pillow and reverse applique coasters, I'll try to link that video below if I can find it. I did one reverse, and see the fabric has kind of a lighter shade on one side than it does on the other, and I really like that look. This I'm not so sure about, but there was nothing I could do about that. He's just a ratty-tatty little bird. Okay, so now because I have that piece of Warm and Natural on the inside, right there, it's going to help me get this polyfill into those little tight areas. Now, for the base, we need a piece of cardboard or, 2 or 3 pieces of cardstock. Yep. This is just an all-purpose glue stick. So I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together. Like so. You've got your cardboard, and then you take your fabric, which I think I'll just go ahead. I don't have enough of the wool left. And I need to cut a little bit right there. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so this has been stitched all the way around. We're going to trim just around, leaving about an eighth or a scant eighth. Otherwise it would be kind of hard to turn it. Okay, now the thing to do is cut an X out like so. Looks like this with this big opening on the back. And then take your piece of cardboard and insert it. Alright, there we go. I'm going to kind of pull the little folded edges out. Not that it really matters because that part will be sewn on top of and not really seen. And we're just going to whip stitch this to the bottom of our little bird. Alright, I'm going to go in with my needle and come out approximately here. About where I think I want that wing. And perfect. Okay. I'm going to take the other wing and put it on the other side in the same area. And then I'm going to exit through the bottom part of the bird, like so. I'm going to make sure I cut this where I can tie a knot and it will go inside and be hidden. And I'll probably do that maybe 4 times. So I'm just doing a single half knot 4 times, and now I'm going to trim these threads, and my wings are attached. I think they're cute. They're actually somewhat movable. He looks like he's about to fly off into outer space. He's literally not at all remotely similar to the bird that's in this book, but I still think he's cute and I love him. So there's that. If you want them permanent, you can glue them. Okay, so what's left is the base, or however I choose to close it off. Let's see, what do I want to do? I know I need to put some more filling in here. I'm using 2 threads, or doubled over thread, and a rather large needle. I'm not sure it's necessary, it's just what I happen to grab. Alright, I'm going to try to hide my knot. I don't want that to show. I may not have to use BBs. I'm just going to kind of fold this down. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the base. I feel like it's definitely something that we have to explore. See what this looks like. But I did get the entire bottom edge stitched. So I'm going to go ahead and just go all the way around with the whip stitch as stated in the book. Okay guys, so here's the first little bird. He's all finished. He's got his two little eyes. He's got his little wings. They do move, I mean, because they're attached on a thread through and through. So the wings are movable. But I think I'm going to kind of keep them, like, you know, close to his body. Maybe up a little, I don't know. Anyway, and then the base has just been whip stitched on. And he just sits pretty as a picture. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please hit that thumbs up if you liked this. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I don't take my subscribers for granted. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.